All right. Thank you guys for joining us. You have sunk into Deep Glow Radio. My name is Chris. I am your host. Let me get my levels right here. Thank you guys for joining us once again. This is episode 2. Episode 2, guys, of Deep Glow Radio. Last week, I know that I promised you guys that I would upload the video footage to either YouTube or something like that, but we had a little bit of a complication with that, so for now we're just gonna stick with the live footage and the audio. Be sure to check out our SoundCloud. That's at Deep Glow Radio on SoundCloud if you missed last week's episode. Last week's episode we talked about some pretty cool stuff. Talked about Breonna Taylor's case. We touched on a few other topics, some other Black Lives Matter topics and things like that. But this past week, I guess, a lot of stuff has gone down. We're going to talk about the Lebanon crisis. Shout out to all my people in Lebanon. Hope you guys are doing okay. We're also going to talk about some other stuff that the 45th president is up to. We'll get into that a little bit later. And, of course, we're going to have some pretty awesome deep cuts for you guys. Thank you guys for tuning in. Thank you guys for your support. We've been getting a lot of love on Facebook, a lot of love on Instagram and stuff like that. So thank you guys. We are in the early stages of this whole journey right now. So thank you guys for traveling with us so far. Better things to come, right? Better things to come. All right, guys, we are going to get into this playlist. The name of this episode is Love is the Law. And we're going to talk about we're going to try to share some love this episode. You know, there's a lot of hurtful things going on in the world right now. It's good to have a little love in your life, right? This first track is Brown Sugar by D'Angelo. His Brown Sugar album circa 1995. Y'all, let's get into it. You have sunk into Deep Glow Radio. Thank you guys for tuning in, y'all. My name is Chris. I am your host of Deep Glow Radio. Y'all have sunk in. Thank you guys for our live viewers at home. That last song you just heard was Get You by my man's Daniel Caeser. This is off of his Freudian album, circa 2017, man. Can't get enough of Daniel, man. I know I had him on last show. Got to bring him back again. Song before that was Brown Sugar by D'Angelo from his Brown Sugar album, 1995. Super dope, super dope, super dope. Well, got some news for you guys. We're going to talk about a few things. Like I said, we have the Lebanon incident that happened last week. We got Ellen acting a fool. We got the president acting a fool. We got a bunch of stuff, man. But first of all, my prayers and thoughts and everyone's prayers and thoughts go out to the people of Lebanon who were hit by this devastating freak accident. Crazy. The reports that I read, there were a lot of reports when the story came out. If you guys don't know what's going on, if you've been living under a rock, there was a blast, and the reports are saying cataclysmic blast in Beirut, Lebanon's capital, caused by, people have their conspiracies at first. A whole bunch of people said, they're under attack or they're this, they're that. No. Sources report that there was an improper storage of ammonium nitrate in one of the warehouses near a fireworks facility, just so happens. And I guess it kind of makes sense, if you're storing fireworks properly, I guess you should be able to store ammonium nitrate properly. I don't know the chemical compounds of ammonium nitrate or what causes it to go kaboom, but apparently it was an improper storage of ammonium nitrate that caused a cataclysmic blast to hit Beirut. On Tuesday, that was the 4th, a massive explosion at the city's port left at least 135 people dead and 5,000 injured. The number of deaths is expected to climb as search and rescue efforts continue. The blast, which also leveled huge swaths of Beirut and displaced 300,000 people, couldn't come at a worse moment. As you guys know, there's a global pandemic going around, and Beirut has actually been, Lebanon has been one of the worst hit places due to, lack of hospital beds and medicine and just proper care and stuff. And so this CNN business report goes on to read, it's an economic crisis, a financial crisis, a political crisis, a health crisis, and now this horrible explosion, said Tamara Al-Rifai. Hope I'm not butchering that name. Spokesperson at the United Nations Relief and Works Agency for Palestine refugees in the Near East. This is just nuts, y'all. So our prayers and thoughts go out to them. We really hope everybody is okay. Our condolences to the families out there, and just keep your prayers and thoughts open and up to them, guys. But let's get back to some music. Try to lighten up the mood. Sorry to leave y'all on a somber note like that, but these things got to be talked about. So you got to be informed. Got to stay up. This next song I got for you guys is The Seed 2.0, featuring Cody, Chesnutt by The Roots. Love The Roots, man. Love The Roots. This is from their Phrenology album, circa 2008. Let's get into it. You guys have sunk into Deep Glow Radio. All right. What's going on, everybody? You guys are tuned in to Deep Glow Radio. Once again, my name is Chris. I am your host. Thank you guys for tuning in live, and thank you guys for listening at home. If you guys aren't already, please follow us at Deep Glow Radio on Instagram and Facebook and SoundCloud, wherever you guys can find us, man, at Deep Glow Radio. We really appreciate it. As of right now, we are just in the beginning stages of this whole journey. Right now, we are just strictly broadcasting from our Facebook Live, and then I am taking this audio, kind of snipping it into a podcast and putting it online on SoundCloud. So that's the format that we're running with right now. Eventually, we will be able to broadcast over the airwaves live for your entertainment, for your pleasure. So we are working towards that, guys. But thank you in the meantime for sticking with us and riding with us through this journey. Appreciate it, guys. All right, we got some more stories for you all tonight, wherever you are and wherever you are listening. First one here, it's a story I read last week. It broke first on CNN, but this headline reads, U.S. Department lifts do not travel global travel advisory, but COVID-19 is still a worldwide risk. That is exactly right. Yes, last week, I believe it was Monday the 3rd. Correct me if I'm wrong, guys, but the president or the U.S. Department announced that you guys are free to go. Everybody's free to travel. That's not the case for all of the countries around the world. I know Greece is still banning travel. I know Australia is still on a heavy restrictive travel ban, as long as some parts of the UK. But apparently it's okay for us to leave. It's okay for us to go out. If you can't tell by my sarcasm, I don't agree with that. I do not agree with that at all. There's a lot of things this presidency that I do not agree with, but I'll keep my opinions to myself or sprinkle them lightly over the news that I give you guys. Just depends on how I'm feeling. The article goes on to say the State Department previously implemented the unprecedented worldwide advisory in mid-March, right when the pandemic first went viral in the U.S. Around that time, the U.S. also implemented a travel ban against countries that had high rates of COVID-19 cases at the time, including Europe, the U.K., and South Korea. In turn, a number of foreign countries and regions have implemented reciprocal travel bans against U.S. travelers as cases continue to spike across the U.S., even while much of the rest of the world slowly continues to flatten the curve. The article goes on to say, despite the State Department's lifted travel advisory, the continued risk of infection remains high in the U.S. and could easily be passed to other countries via air travel. As of today, the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention have tallied more than 4.8 million cases and over 157,000 deaths from COVID-19 within U.S. territories, including 53,685 new cases and 1,320 deaths within the last 24 hours alone. Now, those are some big numbers, and they don't seem to be going down, guys. So I just do not agree. I cannot agree when you have, statistics like this, lifted travel ban. But, I'm not in politics. That's not my place to say anything. But, if you guys feel some type of way about that, y'all go ahead and comment. Tell me what you guys think. Talk to me. Let me know. Do you guys have family anywhere that you aren't allowed to see, or would you even want to go see them right now? With everything going on, tell me how you feel. You guys have sunk into Deep Glow Radio. That last track that we just heard was Back to Love by Faith Evans from her Faithfully album, circa 2001. She is dope. That track before that was the Seed 2.0 featuring Cody Chesnutt from The Roots off of their Phrenology album, circa 2008. We're going to get back to some more music, guys, and back to some more stories here in a second, y'all. Thank you guys for tuning in to Deep Glow Radio. All right. Thank you guys for tuning in. You all have sunk into Deep Glow Radio. Thank you guys for the viewers at home. Everybody stopping by, checking out the spot, checking out what we got going on over here. This is episode 2 of Deep Glow Radio. We're moving along, guys. This episode is called Love is the Law. So we've been playing a lot of love songs, some deep cut love songs, songs that you guys might not have heard of or thought to even be love songs. Some of those. That last track that we just played was Don't Play This Song featuring Mary J. Blige by my boy Kid Cudi. This is off of his Man on the Moon Volume 2, The Legend of Mr. Rager album, circa 2010. Man, that album was very, very influential to my life, man. I think I was a senior in high school when that came out, and talk about soundtrack to my life. No pun intended. But awesome guy, awesome dude. Still kicking out tunes. Love to hear some new Cudi stuff. And can't forget about the old Cudi stuff, of course. That song we heard before that was Blacking Out the Friction by Death Cab for Cutie. This is from their The Photo album, circa 2001. I can dig that track. I can definitely dig it. Definitely. I looked up some more information. Sorry to go back to this story that we started with. There is a relief fund. It is the Islamic Relief Worldwide Fund, set up by the government of Canada. I'm just trying to spread some word on how anybody can help, help these people out who have been displaced due to this horrific incident. But a link to that will be in the description of this once I post it on our SoundCloud. By the way, if you guys haven't already follow us at Deep Glow Radio on SoundCloud, Instagram, and Facebook if you haven't already. And if you have, thank you guys so much. Really, really appreciate it. All right, on to some other interesting news. Sorry, this episode is kind of somber, but we gotta talk about this stuff. It's just, you just can't not talk about it because it affects our everyday lives. Schools are opening back up. Not only are they opening back up, but they are, as you probably can guess, numerous cases of COVID in children as they are returning from school, going to school, interacting with other students, so on and so forth. And a lot of people are upset. States and governments are still wanting to open back up. The numbers aren't going down. So it just doesn't make sense to me. Just doesn't make sense to me at all. This is a Washington Post article. Paraphrasing, it kind of says, plans are changing so fast that students and parents can hardly keep up. Districts that spend all summer planning hybrid systems in which children would be in school part of the week ditched them as coronavirus cases surged. Universities changed their teaching models, their start dates, and their rules for housing, all with scant notice. As many districts and colleges have yet to make final decisions even now, with the fall term already underway in some parts of the country. Chicago Public Schools announced last week that it would begin the year online after planning a hybrid system. Districts across the country have pushed back their opening dates. Last week, the first week of school in Georgia's Cherokee County School District, administrators sent 14 letters to parents, each disclosing new coronavirus cases. That included 13 students ranging from 1st to 12th grade and a few teachers. More than 300 students who have been in contact with them were directed to self-isolate for 14 days, guys. Just take the precautions and keep the kids at home. You know, I don't care which way you swing on this. Corona ain't missing nobody. No matter if you believe in it or not, these numbers aren't confabulated. They're not made up or anything like that. These people are really out here getting sick because of this virus, just because people don't want to stay home. People don't want to keep their kids at home. And I get it. You know, it's difficult if you have a little one and, you know, you may not know what provisions to make, whether to, you know, stay at home with the kids if your job doesn't permit it, or if it does permit it, get them a babysitter or whatever. You know, things cost time, things cost money, but we all have to adjust. Everybody during this time has had to adjust, and, you know, sacrifices that you got to make to kind of get to a new normal, kind of get to something that still keeps everybody safe and yourself safe, but, you know, you can still operate, you know, you're still able to operate. So the article goes on to say a Georgia high school in Paulding County drew national attention after students posted pictures and videos of their peers walking without masks in tightly packed hallways. Now, 6 students and 3 staff members there have tested positive for the virus, according to a letter sent to the parents over the weekend. And on Sunday, the superintendent said the school would go online only for Monday and Tuesday and would announce plans beyond that on Tuesday evening. Last week, Johns Hopkins University changed its mind and said classes would be fully online, discouraging even those who had signed leases from returning to Baltimore. Students at Washington University in St. Louis faced an opposite problem when the school said on July 31st that all dorm rooms would be converted to singles, leaving juniors and seniors scrambling to find housing at the last minute. But all right, let's get back to some music, guys. Thank you guys for syncing in with us. My name is Chris. Once again, you are listening to Deep Glow Radio. This next song we got for you is called We Love, featuring MNDR from TOKiMONSTA off of their Lune Rouge album, circa 2017. Let's get into it, guys. All right. What's going on, everybody? I am your host, Chris, of Deep Glow Radio. Thank you guys for syncing in. Man, that last song, come on, for those of y'all who do not know, that was the lovely, honorable Queen, Miss Lauryn Hill. The song was called Doo Wop, or That Thing, from her Miseducation of Lauryn Hill album, circa 1998. If y'all have not listened to that, listen to me right now. Go listen to that right now, okay? Awesome. One of her most quintessential albums. I'll say that. Yeah, I'm using big words, y'all. All right. Let's get into some more news, y'all. And we are actually it's going to be our last topic of tonight. Last week I ran a little bit over time. I'm going to try to keep it to right around an hour and so. So this